wait a minute. Mr. Lincoln? Okay, Mr. Lincoln, when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Abraham Lincoln. I was born on February 12, 1809 in Hardin County near Hodgenville, Kentucky in a log cabin. My parents' names were Nancy and Thomas Lincoln. They married on June 6, 1806. They had 3 children, Sarah, Thomas, and me. My mother died when I was 10. And my father, Thomas, later married Sarah Johnson. I had an older sister named Sarah and a younger brother named Thomas who died as a baby. I loved to read. I would copy down ideas from books I liked and wrote down subjects. I also liked to walk 50 miles just to borrow a new book, and I also loved learning. When I was 8, I could pick up an axe and split wood just as well as a man. And also, I could also tell good stories. A childhood story I would like to share with you is that when I would come home from the bookstore, I would sit down in my room and read. But when my dad saw me, he said, "You have work to do. Why are you wasting time?" Then he would rip them apart and throw them in the fire. So I never saw my books again. But that didn't stop me. I still loved books for the rest of my life. When I became an adult, I married Mary Todd. I had been raised in a log cabin. She had been raised in luxury. She opposed slavery, but her father owned many slaves. We married on November 14, 1861. Married in Springfield, Illinois. Mary and I had a son Robert, a son Eddie who died as a baby, a son William, and a son Thomas, also known as Tad. Out of all of them, Robert was the only one who outlived me. I was important to American history because I was the 16th President of the United States. I led the North in the Civil War to keep the South from splitting from the North. I issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves in the South, and then later, the 13th Amendment, on January 16, 1865, which forever abolished slavery in America. Also, on October 3rd, I issued a proclamation setting aside the last Thursday of November as a day of thanksgiving and praise. A famous quote that I said is that all men are created equally. It means that you should not judge somebody just because of the color of their skin or make them be your slave just because of their skin color. Also, a man should not be owned by another man. A week before I died, I dreamed about myself being in a coffin on a train. And the next week, my dream came true. I got shot in the head by John Wilkes Booth at Fort Theater on April 13, 1865. Because he was mad about the Civil War and how I abolished slavery. But I lived through the night. And I died on April 14, 1865. Whenever somebody sees a stovepipe hat, they think of me. But what they didn't know is I put important letters in that hat. And I think I have one right now. Yeah. Any questions?
Where did you even find that hat, or where did you get it when you were a child or when you were an adult?
I don't know. I think I got it when I was a teenager. Adam?
What did you like to do as a kid?
I love to read. Matthew?
Did your dad love you? Because why did he tear up your books?
Because he didn't go to school and he thought reading and learning was wasting time.
Lucky he didn't go to school?
What did you say about like the axe chopping when you were 5, you were as good as a grown man?
When I was 8, I could split wood just as well.
Okay, one more question.
What did you get elected president? Well, I only got 4th the country, but I still won.